Hey everybody, Mega31 back here for FSI DFS. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of August. If you're looking for the early slate, pause the video. I did one for that. Go to the channel, watch that, and then come back, and this is going to be one for the late slate. 5 games on tap, except for it might be 4. There is a rain concern in St. Louis. So just going to blow through this pretty quickly for you. First game up, we have Milwaukee and the Pirates. Wind blowing in a little bit. Pitchers Park, 89 degrees, so decently warm out there. Peralta coming back from an injury. His rehab started, I think he pitched like only 45 to 50 pitches, so I don't think he's going to go super deep. I mean, you can play him. It's just a 5 game slate, so I don't want to eliminate too many pitchers, but I don't think he's going to go super deep. Like, can he get what he needs to get with like strikeouts before they pull him potentially against this Pirates lineup in a pitching park with wind blowing in? Sure. So, but 9-7 is quite a high price to pay for him for that. BD on the other side, and I've heard some other pitchers potentially, Contreras maybe, but it doesn't matter who the Pirates pitcher is, and I'm not interested on that side. So that would be a fade. Milwaukee bats, I think they did really well. Yesterday we recommended them 3 home runs in a row. Sorry, Burns didn't do as well. Like Pittsburgh actually did put up some runs against him yesterday, which was interesting. I didn't see that coming. So Milwaukee bats definitely in play here. Second favorite stack on the slate, and then the Pirates. It would just be a leverage stack if you think they're going to get to Peralta and continue to hit with these young bats here. Then go for it. It's a small slate. I think, if you're going to probably stack everybody if you're playing multi-entries anyways. Okay, the weather game, St. Louis and the Cubs. Wind blowing in 6 miles per hour, which isn't super significant in St. Louis, but it looks like there's about a 60% chance of rain. It's later on in the game, so hopefully it continues to push back and maybe, they get most of the game in and it gets a little bit wet, but they don't have to cancel things. Justin Steele, not interested in it all. He's a fade for me. Mikolas, I definitely like him. I'd play him as my SP2 and maybe my SP1 against this Cubs lineup, who just really is kind of watered down now. And surprisingly, they didn't trade away some of the people we thought they would. Maybe we'll see some more waiver wire deals coming up later on, but most of them are still intact there. So Cubs not really interested in, again, the leverage stack against Mikolas, and St. Louis would be my favorite GPP stack. Have a really nice total of 4.79 here, but only if the rain holds off. Athletics and Angels, Kaprelian and Ohtani. I think Kaprelian's definitely in play here. He's pitched better recently, and this Angel lineup has strikeouts in it, and it's really, besides Ohtani, there's nothing really left here, so it's something easy to target. Ohtani, hands down on the other side, is the top pitcher on the slate, so just lock him in as your SP1 on both sides. Kaprelian, if you want to pair with him as SP2, is probably the only cheap guy that I'm really looking at here. Oakland bats against Ohtani would definitely be the ultimate leverage play on the slate, and these Angels, I mean, they're cheap, but the only one I really like is Renfroe, because I'm having trouble sometimes filling in like second base and shortstop, and he just is the price point that I was looking for. Rockies and Padres, the Super Padres now. Chad Krul and Blake Snell. Krul definitely not interested in against this like super team lineup now, and the Padres, Snell. I think Colorado's better against left-handed pitching, so he's mildly risky. I prefer Mikolas, but if he doesn't go, then I could take him in the mid-range. It'd come down to him and Cobb against the Dodgers, and I think Snell has the better matchup, and if I had to go and pick between the two of those. Colorado bats, I definitely like him as a GPP play, and I think it will be playing a share of them against Snell, especially the righties here. I know they're down a couple of bats due to injuries. Chris Bryant is out of the lineup, but you still have some decent ones. Love if Iglesias is hitting up at the second spot. He's just such a good contact hitter there. And then Padres on the other side, I think most of them should be there in place. So love the lefties here. Take some of the righties, definitely. Dodgers and Giants rounding off the slate. So Urias and Cobb. I think Urias is definitely in play here. The Giants can't mix and match as much. They made some trade deadline moves, got rid of Ruff, and I think there was another guy. They have some injuries there too. So Anderson looked decent against them, not really a huge K pitcher, and did quite well. So Urias is setting up to do well here. Also, the only thing that's really a little concerning is winds blowing out 23 miles per hour. In most ballparks, we'd be like green light offense, but San Francisco kind of is built. It's usually windy there, and usually have low temperatures, but you got to kind of cut the wind in half. So you got to look at it more as like 12 miles per hour out, which is a bump, but not like significant. So um, we'll just have to see how that plays out. So I think the Dodgers are good offense against Cobb. I think you can play Cobb in the mid range, especially with like throwing Joey Gallo in the lineup now and Outman. The Dodgers are so good, but I think they're going to be mixing and matching more now, kind of like San Francisco used to. So I think your main bats are safe if you're playing the Dodgers, but some of these other guys, especially the outfield, might get platooned. I think they're setting them up to match up for like the playoffs there. In San Francisco, I think it's a little bit safer playing the right-handed bats there against Urias, but I think they'd be more of like a GPP team. But I think you can use them as cheap fill in the cash. I just wouldn't play them as primary stack. And like I said, Urias, I think it definitely uses pitcher, and Cobb, I think could be solid enough if the wind isn't a huge factor there to be playable also. So let's look at some lineup breakdowns and get you on your way for your day. First up, I'm taking Ohtani, and I'm going to build this lineup and kind of fill in my SP2 with what's left here. So catcher, probably going to punt. So the first build I'm going to take is going to be San Diego. So Bell, Cronenworth, Machado, Renfroe fits in there, Soto, and if I can get Profar in there, if I get another Padre in there, I'll at the catcher, I'll take it. I might have to go to Kaprelian to get it there, and then I'm going to fill in with, I can fill in Milwaukee bats, I can fill with San Francisco bats, or, like I said, you can take the Milwaukee route and go Tellis, Wong, Adames, Yelich, maybe Nevis. He burned me. I didn't realize he wasn't playing yesterday, and I'm at the catcher slot, but I think he should be back in there today. That's a little bit cheaper, so you might be able to get a better mid-range SP2 there. And then, again, you could fill in with Padres. You can fill in with San Francisco. It's pretty cheap. More Angels, whatever works for your lineup. FanDuel, I'm taking Ohtani. I'm taking definitely going San Francisco stack with San Diego. So the Padres I'm interested in are going to be Bell, Cronenworth, and Soto. And then you can figure out if you want Manny, Dury, Profar, who your fourth one is there. And then Slate or Mercedes, or both of them. There really wasn't a shortstop that worked, so Renfroe, like I said, fits in really well there. And then J.D. Davis might be there. If not, then Flores probably at third base, and then figure out who works last and for your utility. And that's if you didn't take Padre there at third base. So finally, GPP here. Really want the St. Louis game to play. I'll take Mikolas. Again, my SP2 will be predicated on the rest of my lineup. I want Goldsmith. I'm going to take a Colorado guy at second, probably Rogers, or punt if he's not in there. Arenado, DeJong, Carlson, O'Neill are the ones I'm looking at. If one of them are not in, I'll probably adjust and get another guy in there. For catcher, I think I might. I think you probably take Diaz as Colorado catcher, and you could probably round it off with either Joe or Grichuk or something like that in outfield. And then if they don't play, I'm taking the Dodgers, so I'll switch to Urias, and I'll go Freeman, Lux, Muncy, Turner, Bellinger, and then outfielder. Like if I can get up the bats, I'll do it. If I can't, then I will probably fill in with a Colorado guy, or maybe if move Lux to the outfield, move some things around. So gonna try to fill in with Colorado there. If it doesn't work, take some one-offs, take some Angels. They're cheap also. For FanDuel, same thing. Kaprelian is gonna be SP1 because I'm gonna go full St. Louis and Milwaukee stack. So give me Goldie, Arenado, O'Neill, and Carlson there, and Adames would be shortstop. If I have to play the Dodgers, then it would be Freeman, Turner, Bellinger, Lux, and third base would have to become either the. I don't know if I play the third baseman from the Milwaukee Brewers there, but I'm sure you'll find somebody that works out for you. Okay, so that's what we got today. As always, leave some comments below if you have any questions. Check back around 6:30 in case, like, for some weather updates and stuff. I threw some trade line updates yesterday out there for you to try to help you out. So try, just because you watch this video doesn't mean you're done with me for the day. Like, we do try to put some notes to help you during a lineup build if anything radically changes. So always come check back, or if you have any questions, throw them in there. We try to get back to you as much as we can. Just can't approve full lineups for you. You can hit me up on Twitter at MegaRuler31. And if you want more information on FSI DFS, go to the description of the video. All the information is there. So good luck on your both slates today. And hopefully it's a good night for us. Looking forward to baseball. It's now the trade line deadline's over. Let's see how these new players play with these new teams and how the race for the pennants work out. And looking forward to a very exciting playoffs this year. So till next time, MegaRuler31. You know how to get a hold of me. Good luck tonight. See you later.